Big time breaking news regarding election deniers and the conspiracy clowns who are now crying in Colorado. Remember Tina Peters, that election official, Mesa County, Colorado, who just randomly decided during the 2020 elections she'd just go ahead and illegally access election machines because, well, I think I was doing my duty. Well, you know the old phrase, what goes around just came around. And in conjunction with good old My Pillow Mike Lindell and all of his conspiracy election denier theories, we got an absolute judge smackdown breaking story for you. Going to show you all the video and everything on it in just a few seconds. But let's understand that these two are now hand in hand and tied together forever because, you know, good old Mike Pillow, Mike Lindell, who stood with the president pushing constant conspiracy theories for years over the election denier fraud BS. Yeah, well, not only did he do that back in the day, but even as recent as the DNC, the Democratic National Convention, he actually got kicked in the teeth by a 12-year-old.
MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell continues to claim he has evidence that China hacked U.S. voting systems and switched votes for the former president to Biden votes.
Mike Lindell, yes, the MyPillow guy is convinced China hacked the election, Donald Trump really won, and Lindell has the absolute proof.
They did it in all the states, every single state.
They changed the votes.
Every single state.
And you have the proof.
Yes. That
will show
I have the whole data.
The actual exchange of votes.
Yep, 100%.
No way!
So what did Lindell accomplish after all this? Well, he got into a shouting match with a 12-year-old content creator called Noah and lost. Again, this is a real clip of a real person who is a close ally and friend of Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump in a disguise at a Democratic convention arguing with a child.
There was one down in Georgia.
He's now in the boat with Tina Peters, who appeared in court today and got absolutely excoriated by the judge in terms of her sentencing. And oh my, what a beatdown this was. Our breaking story is too good not to be watched. Check this out.
I'm very taken back by how awful I've been depicted when I was just trying to do my job. The people expected me to do. I've often said God doesn't like people messing with his kids. And I believe I'm a child of God. And I believe that it was important for someone to stand up. And I chose to do that. I have health problems that would not be treatable in the Department of Corrections. First of all, I need a magnetic mattress. I've been on that since 1995. I couldn't control these symptoms until I got, believe it or not, a magnetic mattress of which I still sleep on. I will not have that at the Department of Corrections.
In the machine, whatever it tabulates is whatever it tabulates.
No, it doesn't. It changes.
You're not letting me finish.
Okay,
whatever
please.
it tabulates is whatever it tabulates. My hand vote, my ballot remains the same. They counted those ballots. Did they not?
I understand what you're saying, Your Honor.
Did they count the ballots?
No, the ballot images were changed, and that's what the total shows. Okay, I'll move off of this because I can see that it, I would encourage to read the report number 3.
I've read them, ma'am.
You've read all of them?
I've read those reports. They were given to me at some point, I believe.
Good. Well, so you know what I'm saying is true. All right, let me move on. It's not funny. My life is on the line here, Your Honor.
No, you're the one who's making this allegation that, one,
It's
I think
not
it's
an
funny,
allegation.
and two, that I know it's true. You're saying that as if I believe you, and I did not say that.
Okay.
That is why
All right.
I made the sound, because it's insulting to me for you to just put that in a record in front of all of these people that I believe something to be true.
Okay, and I apologize for that, Your Honor. That wasn't my intent.
I'm convinced you would do it all over again if you could. You're as defiant as a defendant as this court has ever seen. You don't have those histories of drug and alcohol abuse. There's no lifetime of trauma, not even close to the type of mitigating circumstances I would see from many folks who sit in that chair. No, to the contrary, Ms. Peters, you are a privileged person. you are as privileged as they come. And you use that privilege to obtain power, a following, and fame. And to be sure, there's no doubt in my mind that it's exactly what you wanted, and it defies all sense of common sense to believe when you suggested to me a few moments ago that you didn't want this attention. No, you crave it, ma'am. And there is no one in this courtroom who would consider that to be anything other than the absolute truth. But to get to the point of what it is that you did here, it's my impression distinctly that you never took your job of clerking particularly seriously. You didn't complete the certification. One scandal after another followed you in your time as the clerk. And ultimately, it was a belief that the echo chamber in which you live couldn't be wrong, among other things, that led you to do what you did here. This thought process, unfortunately, seems to consume so many in our country, regardless of race, gender, political affiliation, or the like, that what it is we hear and think can't possibly be wrong. There are many things in my mind that are crystal clear about this case. You are no hero, you abused your position, and you're a charlatan who used and is still using your prior position in office to peddle a snake oil that's been proven to be junk time and time again. In your world, it's all about you. But at bottom, this case was about your corrupt conduct and how no one is above the law. No one in this country has absolute power. Your position as a clerk and recorder, a constitutional position, does not provide you with a means by which to do your own investigation, to not listen to the judiciary, to not listen to the executives higher than you, to not listen to the legislature who sets the law as it may be. This is nonsense. Our system of government can't function when people in government think that somehow, some way, the power they've been given is absolute in all respects. And that's where you fell. You have no respect for the checks and balances of government. You have no respect for this court. You have no respect for law enforcement. And you do not have respect for your fellow colleagues when you were a clerk and recorder who weren't lockstep in your beliefs.
And it just doesn't end. She doesn't even give up. Again, with the constant conversation about how unfair everybody in the Fox Trump universe is constantly be treated unfairly. Just take a listen.
I am a big threat to them. And so the things that were done in this trial that people can go back and watch on Frank's speech was just atrocious. I mean, people can see it for themselves. Unfortunately, the jury was not allowed to see what was going on. They were very shielded from the facts of this case, from the defense of this case, and witnesses that should have been able to present in my defense.
There it is. You know, these people, the deep state, none of these folks ever take responsibility for the decisions and their actions. Ever, ever, ever at all. This is why we got to keep them way away from the White House at all times. And oh, hey, Tina, good luck with that MAGA magnetic mattress you're going to need when you spend your 9 years in the pen. Folks, vote Harris Walls and do what Obama said. Don't boo, vote.